I told you I'm here to get it, cause baby I'm in my prime. So if you want it, come with it, nobody dimming my shine. Been a long time, homie, since I first got down. Still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the Gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got 'em feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flames spit on my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan. Just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen. Kicking knowledge like you need it, y'all some football fiends. Bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing in amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands. Cause I'm an already known until the break in the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the field. It's the battle hymn, homie, gonna bang in your ear. And when they hear it, they gon' know the Kings is here. Already known until the break in the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the field. I'm here to get mine, never gonna dwell on the past. Always moving forward, I won't take my foot off the gas. And I'm ready for the battle and whatever may come. I fight from up in the saddle, go and beat that war drum. If you want some, get some. Wicked about to get dumb. Got the crowd getting loud, everybody heads sprung. Hitting hard and coming stronger like a buck from a cage. Like Micah, I'm a lion busting out of my cage. Cause y'all ain't holding me now, I'll break your bury you down. Go and check your books, cause there ain't no play to be found. They can counter what I'm bringing, you ain't figure me out. Hitting suckers from their gut to their chest and their mouth. And now we steady climbing up to the top. You trying to get on our level, they watch your ass get dropped. Yo, it's your boy on the track, the OG Double G. I'm rolling with the heavy hitter, yeah, that's Jersey the King. Let's get it.
What is going on? Welcome in. Happy Saturday to you all. It's your boy, Kevin JTK Womble. This is the Gridiron live on Fuel Sports Network. And you already know, if you haven't already, download the Fuel Sports Network app on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. It's going down. How y'all feeling tonight? He's in the building, as always. My man, Gabe Garcia, OG, Double OG, the wicked one, the one and only. Look, getting ready, because I over here messed up this morning, y'all. Who was running late. I had Gabe running late. It's not his fault. Blame Jersey.
It was me too,
Blame
man.
me.
It was me, man. I was on a call from work, and I'm like, I gotta get up. I'm here, baby. What is up, man?
What's up, baby?
What's up, man?
Happy Saturday,
y'all?
my brother.
Yeah.
How you feeling today, man? How you doing today, man? It's been a great week. I missed you, brother. Haven't talked to you all week, man. Did we lose Gabe? I think Gabe froze. But guess what, y'all? We got a special guest today. I've been waiting to have this man on the show for a while now. I think Gabe froze on us. I don't know what's going on. Is he stuck for y'all too? I think Gabe's froze, y'all. But oh snaps. Yeah, we got a lot going on today. And yeah, make sure you guys are tuning in live on Fuel Sports Network. We are live now. Yeah, Gabe just left and came back, y'all. So my bad. Today we're gonna be having a special guest. Like I said, it's all discombobulated today, y'all. But we got a special guest, a friend of mine, close friend of mine, my boy of a good 5-6 years now almost. We started off as gaming friends. We ran into each other streaming. Like I ran across his stream, and he eventually started watching my streams of us gaming. And when we started gaming together, we started talking football and constantly talking football and different sports. So I'm excited to have him on. We call him the Goomba, but you all will know him as Anthony Mazzoni. I'd like to welcome y'all, or have y'all welcome him in and give him, a heartfelt welcome, man. Welcome to Fuel Sports Network. Anthony, what's going on, brother? How
Oh,
you doing, man?
enjoying the weather. Great Saturday. First time being on the show, so
Yes,
kind of
sir.
excited to see how this goes.
I'm definitely excited to have you on. Gabe's gonna be back soon, don't worry. And I know he's excited to have you on as well. But it's definitely been a long time coming for this, man.
I know
And
we
I
talked
think
about it
this
for a
is the
while.
perfect. Yeah, I think this is the perfect day, the perfect show, because of the amount of stuff we don't have to talk about,
Talk about, yeah, it's kind of a slow
and
off season right now.
compared to what we do have to talk about. There's not a whole bunch of UFL news. There's some IFL news that we're going to get into today, guys, and some NFL news, of course, as well as we're going to dwell or dive back in more on the NCAA's new format for the college football playoff. And I wanted to get your take on that as well. So I'm happy to have you on today. We're waiting for Gabe to jump back in. I'm having some technical difficulties over there, probably with the internet. So, y'all already know he'll be back as soon as possible. But we're gonna jump into some UFL news real quick, y'all. And before we do that, Anthony, I want to get your take on the UFL as a whole. How you feel about the UFL? What were your thoughts about the XFL and the USFL as separate leagues last year, and what they've done as far as the merge this year and having a successful first season?
Okay, so I like the spring league. I like the fact that they merged. It it will make it makes things a lot easier on them. Having two leagues that are competing against each other at the same time is nobody's winning in that. What I
Right.
also like is that a lot of these kids that you got to see in college didn't make it in the NFL because of they weren't ready, maybe not as talented, or just a log jam at their position. You get to see them excel. Prime example, AJ McCarron. Kid was a winner in college, never really got a chance in the NFL. I mean, when he played with Cincy, he took them to the playoffs when Andy Dalton was hurt. And then he goes to the XFL and wins the championship. And this year they were one of the top teams again. So it's a great opportunity to see a lot of these people that just weren't given an actual shot in the NFL. And a lot of them are going to the NFL. They're getting camp invites, which is great. You get to see so many talented individuals that just never got a chance to showcase their talents.
Right.
As far as last year goes, I liked what the XFL did. The USFL was kind of shaky. I mean, again, not a lot as you and I have touched on before, not a lot of them had home stadiums. So it's kind of hard to build a brand when you don't actually have your own stadium to play in. Like, it's kind of hard for fans to want. Not a lot of fans are going to want to travel to Birmingham if you're in Texas to go watch a game.
Exactly.
So, but having a big figure like The Rock as like your commissioner, like face of the league, basically brings a lot more attention to it. I like what they've done. Him and Danny Garcia. I like the fact that they have a plan too. They're not gonna overexpand yet. They're gonna continue to let the league develop and grow, and then within the next couple of years, they'll expand into like 4 more teams. I think is what they're talking about.
That's possibly the plan. But let me correct you on a couple things real quick. Because fans are gonna go crazy. AJ McCarron didn't get it. He did not win a championship in the XFL. St. Louis actually got eliminated last year by Seattle, and they did not make the XFL championship. It was actually Arlington Renegades and the DC Defenders in the XFL championship. And the crazy thing was the Arlington Renegades were 4-6 and made it to the championship and won.
That's
Luis
right.
Perez at quarterback. But
You're
AJ
right.
McCarron did have a lot of success in the XFL, and now in the UFL had even more success because he actually was the XFL MVP last season in that league. So
Okay.
with the new league, the difference is now um he got a better chance with a better team because you condense all the teams in the league, right?
Right.
From 8-8 to 8. You know what I mean? From 16 to 8.
The eight.
So all
Yeah.
that talent, you know what I mean? All that talent around both
Yeah. It
leagues
gets.
coming together in one league, and it's being condensed down to 8 teams. These teams that were good last year are even better this year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it showed. It's for especially with the Birmingham Stallions and St. Louis as well, because they had a winning record. It's just they lost in the playoffs, and part of it was AJ getting hurt and then him playing hurt, and that in furthering his injury and delaying his play. And we got him back, y'all. Okay, back in the building. All right, my bad. Hold on, got to bring Anthony back in. All right, now we're back in. Now we're here. All right, let's get it. Now we're together. Yay! So, Anthony was just giving his take on the UFL, but before all that, Gabe, this is my boy, the Goomba, aka Anthony Mazzoni, but the Goomba. That's what we call
What's
him in
up?
the gaming world.
What's
How's it
up,
going, man?
Anthony? I'm
How are
good,
you?
man. How you doing? I'm good. I'm good, man.
And
I'm enjoying the day.
There you
you know,
go.
I know you've
There
been
you
waiting
go.
to meet Gabe because I've been talking a lot about him. Anthony Mazzoni, Gabriel Garcia, the OG, double OG, the wicked one, the one and only, my brother from another mother, mi
Damn, how many
hermano,
names I
you
got,
know?
baby? That's a lot of titles.
Too many. Hey, you earned it, damn it. You earned it. A vet in
I
this game.
appreciate that,
Let's
man.
stop playing. Let's go. But yeah, Anthony was just giving his take on how he felt about the XFL season last year in the league itself, the USFL season last year in the league itself, and then merging this year and having somewhat successful season in the UFL and what he feels they should do moving forward. Now, when it comes to like the figureheads, The Rock was really more of he was part owner. Don't get me wrong. He's still part owner now that they've merged, but he's less of a figure, less of a face out there because he's doing his movies, he's back in wrestling, so he's not so much into the league like he was with the XFL.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean when it comes with the UFL. But at the end of the day, I get where you're coming from. Him, Daryl Johnson, Redbird Capital, and those guys, everybody, Russ Brandon, everybody as a collective, the whole ownership group is planning on being smart about it. They're really going back and looking at the teams that failed in their eyes, fan base wise, and they're trying to
Right.
go and attack those local markets now this offseason. From what they're talking about, they're trying to go and attack those local markets this offseason and really build a connection with the local community and the fan base, which I love
Okay.
because we're hopefully looking forward to having local ownership. Once local ownership comes into play, then these players move out of that hub system. This is one thing that's killing them in a way when it comes to fan engagement, local engagement, community engagement, doing community events. You have to fly these guys out to these local areas to do these events. You know what I mean? So that's costing.
Right.
Flying them from Arlington to DC, from Arlington to, St. Louis, this, that, and the third, just Michigan and all these different places. That's money that they have to pay right now. With team ownership coming into play, you eventually get players and coaches and staff members living in the city where they play, practicing in the city where they play, because now a venue can be built for a training facility, can be built for them, a practice field can be made for them and put together for them to be able to practice in their own home city. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gabe,
No, I
what's
get
your take on? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean I get what you're saying there. That makes more sense to have. Once you get local ownership, it does make it easier to do charity events with the team because you don't have to fly anybody out, as you stated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
So Gabe, real quick, how was your week, man? We didn't really get to talk. We talked. Well, actually, we did. We talked Monday, but that was Monday. That was forever ago, man. That was like my off day. It seems like so long ago. I'm on tonight's going to be my Thursday at work, even though it's Saturday night. but it's gonna be my Thursday, and then tomorrow's my Friday. So it's kind of off. Like it's been like a whole week almost, bro.
Yeah, I've just been dealing with work, man. I'm here, Jersey. I'm here, Jersey. Don't worry, man.
My brother.
Y'all
don't understand, man.
Hectic, man. It's been hectic with work, but other than that,
the way me and Gabe met, man, and just connected, y'all don't understand that. That's my dog right there. That's my dog.
Yes, sir.
I tell you, that's my dog. Y'all don't understand. He's helped me elevate this show to where it is now. You know what I mean? And Anthony, just so you guys know, there's a possibility he might be on a field show. Just saying, I'm the program director. I can give y'all a little info, little snippets of stuff. There might be a possible future show where this guy down here, will be a possible co-host. So looking forward to that, man. That's gonna be awesome. But yeah, Gabe, before we go into this commercial break, real quick, man, what is your take on the UFL season? They released Matrix, is why I'm asking. That's what we're going to get into after the commercial break.
Overall, I think it was a good season. It was a good season. It wasn't a great season. For what we saw on the field, of course, I think we all expected to see quality football on the field, which we did see for most of the season. Outside of that championship, which was supposed to be the game that was going to be the best game of the year, and ended up being the worst game of the year. But outside of that, the product on the field was good. I really feel like I'm actually surprised that some players have not been invited to camps yet. Certain other players, like Hakeem Butler, a lot of people are surprised at that. I am not. Jersey, me and you both know we are not surprised that Hakeem Butler has not been invited to an NFL camp for reasons being the teams around the NFL talk. But outside of that, I think the business part of it, like you guys were talking about, I think, I did notice, like you said, Jersey, The Rock was kind of he was kind of more in the background this year. He just he doesn't have the time to be going out there, which is fine. I mean, if you're going to be just one of the part owners and investor, whatever, that's fine. It seemed more like Dale Johnston was kind of becoming the face of the league this year. At least for this year. I don't know how long that's going to hold up. Him being, kind of the main guy spearheading all of this outside of Danny Garcia, which I think Danny being out there was a good thing because the fans love her. So I think that was a good thing. We love Danny. So I do agree about the the whole hub system, the hub being in Arlington, I'm okay with for right now. But yeah, I think within the next, probably by season 3, it's time to start looking at getting these teams at home. I know they're playing at home, but they're not at home in the off season. That's a big deal. So I think we'll eventually get there.
Exactly.
But for what we saw when it was such a rushed merger this year, I'm not disappointed in it. I did not. They're not ready to expand, obviously. Hopefully after next year they will. But I expect them to move forward from here, not regress. I expect progression. So overall it was a good season. I was happy with it, man.
Definitely. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into some more UFL talk. They released the season metrics and, how everything went. We're going to cover that. Then we got some IFL news, y'all. The playoff is here. We got playoff scenarios to talk about, y'all. I can't wait. And the Nighthawks may be hosting the championship game. Stop playing with us. Vegas, stand up. Please, because it's going down, and I'll be at the game today. But we won't take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these words from our sponsors. Sports Network. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Kevin Jersey, the King Womble. To my left, my brother from another mother, OG Double G, Gabe Garcia. And below us, our special guest, Anthony Mazzoni, California's own, baby. So, as I said, we are going to get into some more UFL talk. Like I said, they released the Matrix or the metrics. I keep wanting to. I don't know why I keep saying the Matrix. They released the season metrics, and well, before that, just a reminder, everyone, the showcases for the 2024 off season registration is now open for all locations. So St. Louis, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Houston, Orlando, and San Diego. And for those of you that are in Orlando or going to be in Orlando in September or in San Diego in October, get it registered now. Get your registration done now. You know what I mean? Get it done early, y'all. So if you know anybody out there that plays semi-pro football looking to take it to the next level or was an undrafted free agent that didn't make it, or was a drafted player who didn't make it and are looking to get back in, registration is open for the combine. Look, Hit be talking so much mess, y'all. Hit be talking so much mess, but we love Hit, man. But yeah, the metrics have been released for the UFL 2024 season. And this is what they put out as far as the press release. And this is courtesy of the UFL. As you see, they pull out the full season highlights as far as the unique viewers reach was 32 million unique viewers. The 2024 UFL season averaged 850K total viewers per game, which is a 34% increase over the 2023 XFL and USFL combined season averages. Which was
my issue with the whole when they do the whole combined thing, the combined thing kind of. Mm-hmm. It's tricky because you had your XFL. There wasn't all of us that were fans of both leagues. There was XFL fans and USFL fans last year as well. So when you're looking at the combined thing, it's like you didn't have a fan of both leagues watching both things. So just keep in mind a lot of these numbers are going to be skewed so that it's a positive twist, which is a good thing though. Either way, there's progress, bro, in viewership. You're absolutely right. The progress definitely. In the viewership is big. So I was looking at that as you had the graphic up. I was looking at the number on the
let me bring that one back up. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, that's okay. I was looking at the number of the UFL championship, and I like the average, almost 1.6 mil, but it was weird that the peak time was only a window of about 15 minutes. 6:15 to 6:30 p.m. But I wonder if that tells you about what time a lot of people lost interest in that game, because I lost interest in that game about halfway through the third quarter, bro. If I'm being real. But the thing is,
when they started taking over, it was like, should we continue to watch this? Especially when them turnovers.
Yeah.
If those turnovers started to eat it up. Goomba, what did you think of the USFL championship game? Did you get a chance to watch the championship game?
I didn't. I did see some of the highlights, but there weren't that many.
You didn't miss much.
I did see some of the UFL. I did see some of the games.
I feel like Alex Pereira. I feel like Alex Pereira with Gabe right now. Like, bro, this guy. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, overall, what I saw from the UFL as a whole from the season was a vast improvement from what I saw the year prior. Even when the XFL, when Vince rebought back a couple years ago, this is head and shoulders better than it was.
Absolutely.
But hey, one thing about that 2020 season, if COVID wouldn't have came into play, that would have been a successful season. The fan base was outrageous.
Yes, I will give you that.
He changed up the gimmick.
The product that Vince put out that second time was head and shoulders above that first XFL stint. Again, you're correct. Had COVID not hit, he would have had a second season. because of how successful they were.
Mhm.
The amount, like they had big name college players. Cardell Jones for DC, he was killing it that year
Yeah.
before COVID.
PJ Walker.
Uh,
Yeah.
PJ Walker, and then the receiver that would play was playing with PJ. He was killing it too. Like they had talent and they had highlight plays.
Yep.
They were doing great, and then COVID screwed it up.
Yeah. Hey, thinking of speaking of the COVID thing, I mean, would the USFL even have come back without COVID? Because you remember we also had the AFL coming in that year, and I was actually watching the
Mhm.
AFL, and then COVID kind of killed that as well. And then of course, once COVID was over, USFL came back, and of course, it's all spring football history. But I was just as you were talking about that with the XFL that year, I
Right.
was remembering what else was I watching. It was the AFL as well. But yeah, definitely, you were right about the whole thing
Definitely.
about
And
this, about McMahon's second stint with this being so much better because he took the gimmick out of it and instead he said, "All right, now we're going to cater to football
yep.
fans."
And focused on football.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, it stopped.
He
It
focused
stopped being more
on
of a wrestling
football
promotion.
and the fans.
yeah, yeah.
It stopped being more like
Exactly.
a wrestling
Exactly. Now here are
promotion,
the
and he
social media
actually.
numbers. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, later, you're good. Like I said, no, once he took that wrestling gimmick out of it and actually just made it about football, I liked a lot of the innovations they did. The kickoff, the replays.
Mhm.
Grant using an Xbox
Yeah.
controller is kind of funny, but I liked how they did it.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved it though. It was so innovative. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
it was dope.
All right,
It
now
was
here's
dope.
the social media. Here's the social media metrics, and you got to understand, like social media went crazy. People went berserk on social media, so I know the social media numbers were going to be high on every platform because you got to imagine how many people were posting everywhere about the UFL because so many people missed spring football and have it come back consecutively, even though it's been between two different leagues. This is good numbers. This is definitely good numbers. 283 million views across all social media platforms. That's good numbers.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
you can't deny those numbers at all. Those are good numbers for a spring football league. Period. Point blank. So you got to give them credit. Like their innovation, the deals that they hashed out, being supported and sponsored by big name companies like Under Armour. Like, come on, they're everything is with as far as their like gear and uniforms. It's Under Armour. Under Armour's a big name. So at the end of the day, to have all this success, you got to give them credit. It may not look like it as far as like fans in the stands, things like that, but this was a successful season for the UFL.
Well, the truth be told,
Period.
they're not
The
going to get the
UFL was
fans in the stands until the casual fan takes interest, which is the next
Right.
step. The
Yep.
next step. The first step was this season, getting the merger going, getting the fans of the league into it, getting the league going. Now that's going. Now the next goal is you got to pull those casual fans in because this will not survive long term without the casual fans, and that's going to be big
Yep.
next year for them, man. That'll be big next year, and that's how you get butts in the seats. To be real, is I mean, no, outside of St. Louis, which is obviously the ones doing it, they've been hungry for football for a long time. But outside of that, you get those casual fans into
Yeah.
it in each of those markets, you'll get butts in the seats.
And that's just a lot of
Yes,
marketing.
sir.
That's just getting.
Now before we
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead.
go ahead, Ant.
That's all I had to. Oh no, that's all I had to say. It's just marketing.
Definitely. Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
just literally
Now
putting
before we
names
get
out there.
into our next yep, that's all it is. Before we get into this next commercial break, guys, here are the current players who have been signed to NFL contracts from the UFL this season so far, or from this current UFL season, this past UFL season. So, of course, you've got Ricky Person Jr. going to the Seahawks. That was one of the first names we heard go out there. You got DeAndre Tillman going to Denver. You got Dawood Davis
Columbus, man.
going to Carolina. Of course, we knew it. Jake Bates was going to go to Detroit. Jacob Sailors to the Giants. Garyon Conley to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
We had Cole Lavad to the Jets. Jalen Redmond to the Vikings. Will Harvey Jr. to the Cowboys. Liam Fornado to the Patriots. Jared Jones-Smith, who was just recently on the X-Fan show. You can go back and watch that episode. He went to the Falcons, and Prince immediately went to the Falcons as well. So that's big, man.
There's
big
some
for these
names.
guys. Congratulations
there's some
to
names
all of them.
missing from that list right now, man. Guys like Sal Cannella, I'm surprised has not gotten into a camp yet. Even some of the quarterbacks.
He had a really good season.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
but it's going to take a while for the quarterbacks to get in there.
Yeah.
It always.
I'm kind of surprised Perez hasn't got a camp invite, especially after the last 2 years.
Yeah. Perez is a guy that I'm surprised.
I feel he might get one. But we don't know if he's going to retire.
Well, he's already talked about that if the NFL comes a calling, that's his goal. So I don't think he'll retire if the NFL comes a calling.
I don't think there's 32. I don't think all 32 teams have a quarterback that can actually lead them to a playoff. So you might as well give the kid a chance. I mean, he's been balling out in the spring. He's the king of spring.
Yeah, especially if you're one of these teams who is just kind of looking for a placeholder quarterback, because you don't have your main guy yet. If you're looking for a placeholder quarterback, he's a guy that why not bring him in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you look at what the Raiders are doing with Minshew, using a veteran there. He's not going to be their long-term answer. But if you're one of those teams, say, hey, you know what? Let's bring Bettis into camp, and maybe he can do something, even if it's at a backup position, that's going to give us, some kind of veteranship there at that spot. So yeah, I hear that.
I mean, I think a good spot for him, the Giants. He can go up to New York with the Giants because he can be competing with Daniel Jones. The Giants are a good spot because they're not set quarterback.
And it's a different type of quarterback.
He'll be doing what with Daniel Jones? He'll be doing what with Daniel Jones?
He'll be Daniel Jones' backup. He'll be competing with DJ. Yeah. They may have signed that $40 million contract, but let's face it, they're already having buyer's regrets after last year with that.
Oh,
I'm standing up for this show.
Yeah, they are.
Let's be. I was gonna say the Jets, but they have Aaron Rodgers, and I hate the Jets anyways because of the Dolphins fan. But we're not gonna go there.
Competing with Daniel Jones. He could walk in that locker room and be competing with Tommy DeVito. But Tommy DeVito and Luis.
Tommy DeVito could outbeat Daniel Jones. Tommy DeVito made some plays last year that DJ couldn't make. The only thing that DJ's got is that he's a white boy with speed.
Well, and the reason why DJ's playing is because exactly like you said it a while ago, bro. You said it was that contract. They're paying him. That's the only reason he has that spot on the field. Can you imagine? You get Luis Bettis in Bettis is the exact opposite kind of quarterback than what Daniel Jones is. Bettis is going to sit in the pocket and pick you apart. Can you imagine?
He's surgical.
That, with guys with Malik Neighbors there now. You know what I mean? And
Darius Slayton.
Yes, Wardell Robinson. You would have a pass game there. I'm not worried about, as a Cowboys fan, I'm not worried we're playing Daniel Jones.
Kevin and I were talking about this earlier, actually. I have the Giants winning only 5 games tops this year.
Yeah.
They lose Saquon.
Without Saquon.
DJ has already shown that he's basically not even worth $40 million. Their defense is good. Don't get me wrong. I like the Giants defense. Their front is just stupid talented.
It's even worse with Burns now. That's going to be nasty.
Yeah. The Giants defense is scary, but their offense can't produce anything. When your offense can't give you more than 17 points, you're not going to win a lot of games. Look at the Broncos a few years ago with Russell Wilson.
I love that you said that about Luis.
Hold on, y'all.
Yeah, you're right. The Giants
Let's pick this up.
Too much sense for that. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's pick this up after the commercial break. I like this topic. Let's pick this up because we do have time in the show. Let's pick this up after this quick commercial break. Quick commercial break, 30 seconds, y'all. We'll be right back.
Great taste. Yes. Same great taste. Same great taste.
Welcome back to the Gridiron, live on Fuel Sports Network. Kevin Womble, Gabe Garcia, Anthony Mazzoni. We're talking about Luis Perez right now. Honestly, we're talking Luis Perez possibly going to the Giants.
And this is all hypothetical, y'all. So don't be up in the comments and everybody
Like,
talking about,
come
oh
on,
my
y'all.
God, I ain't seen it reported nowhere. No, it's not.
No, this is just strictly
are we
my
rocking
opinion
with
of where I think he would fit in.
That is a great fit, though. I hadn't thought of the Giants, but you're absolutely right. With those weapons there, it would
Where
work.
are they what are they missing? Quarterback.
Having audio.
Yeah. Well, running back now, because Singletary ain't that guy, but even more so now, they're going to need somebody who can pass the ball. Even more now, more than ever, because you don't have Saquon to carry that offense anymore.
No. And I mean, speaking of Saquon, him going to Philly, even losing Kelsey at center, they're going to be scary again this year.
Well, I do think. Well, you got Kellen Moore there though, so Jalen Hurts will lead the league in interceptions this year. So I feel like that is going to happen. It's Jalen Hurts. Kellen Moore is there now. He's just gonna be like, just throw it, and then when we've got a 20-point lead, we're gonna stop running the ball, and then we're gonna turn the ball over, and we're gonna let teams back in the game because that is what Kellen Moore does. That is what.
Yeah, no, I watched plenty of Cowboys football.
He did it for the Chargers last year.
Hey,
that's why he was only there one year.
We may take our shots at Kellen Moore, but he's still the greatest Boise State quarterback ever. So,
he is. Oh, damn right,
he is.
Oh yeah,
he is.
No denying.
He is. But as far as the offensive coordinator goes, yeah, he kind of needs some work. Like,
how do you fail with Justin Herbert at quarterback? How do you fail?
The same way the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bruh, I can't.
Not running the ball.
Listen, it's week 16 in the IFL. I'm going to the game today with the Vegas Knights taking on the Bay Area Panthers, going for number 1 in the Western Conference. Stop playing with us. We're going for number 1 in the Western Conference. But here is your lineup with our games for today, y'all. Hit, I see you in the comments, Hit. You going ham. I love Hit, man. We love you, Hit. Thank you for being who you are, man. You make this show even more fun. But here's your lineup for today. We got Frisco taking on San Antonio in a divisional round matchup, I guess you can call it, or conference matchup. We got the Sugar Skrulls taking on Duke City. We gonna get another win. Duke City win.
No, Duke City is not going for number 1 in the league. We're going for number 1 draft pick, baby. Tank.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go, Gabe. Let's go. But look, Duke City did get a win over.
Man. I do not support tanking. I'm just kidding, man.
Look, we're not NBA franchises here.
Over Tucson. They got a win over Tucson this season, as well as the Frisco Fighters. Those were actually some decent wins this year, especially over the Frisco Fighters. So don't count out Duke City. They're going to get better next year. Trust and believe that. Sioux City Storm is taking on the Jacksonville Sharks. You got the Green Bay Blizzard, who shockingly has lost 2 straight. They're taking on the Tulsa Oilers. You got, of course, my Nighthawks hosting the Bay Area Panthers. You got the Northern Arizona Wranglers taking on the San Diego Strike Force. The Arizona Rattlers coming off a loss in Las Vegas. They lost wages in Las Vegas. They're taking on the Iowa Barnstormers, who's coming off an impressive win from last week. And Massachusetts will be hosting Quad City Steamrollers. Now, look, check this out, y'all. We got some playoff scenarios. I'm excited about this. Y'all, for this. Oh, my goodness. Look, Green Bay can clinch a home playoff game with a win or a Massachusetts loss. Frisco can clinch a home playoff game with a win or a Massachusetts loss. Now, for just the playoffs itself, Bay Area can clinch a playoff berth with a win or Arizona loss. Vegas can clinch a playoff berth with a win and Arizona and San Diego loss. So we need some help. And then Massachusetts can clinch a playoff berth with a win and or Tulsa and Iowa loss. Now, Jacksonville will be eliminated with a loss or Quad City win. Sioux Falls can be eliminated with a loss or Quad City win. So that's dang. No, that's a lot. That's a lot for the IFL, yo. That is a lot, man. Like,
makes this week interesting, doesn't it?
yeah, because we need two teams to lose, and we got to win just to get our berth.
I mean, Quad City can pretty much screw up two people's season with just one win. So
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
they
why
can
it's big.
eliminate
That's why it makes you want to
two
watch
teams.
other games as well. You know, because you
Right.
get a little more interest in some of those other games, even if you don't have a rooting interest on the fan side. You're like, oh no, I need to watch this game because my squad is getting
Yep.
affected right here, man. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's gonna
It
be
makes
Exactly. And here are the conference standings, ladies and gentlemen watching, and to my fellow host on the show today. Green Bay has clinched a berth.
Green Bay is just killing it.
Yeah, they've clinched a berth. Frisco's clinched a berth. The only reason why the Western Conference has no teams with clinched berths yet is
Because
because
everybody's winning 2 games.
there's an 8-4 record, yep, and an 8-5 record team, 2 8-5 record teams. Plus, this week alone is going to determine a lot.
Phew.
You know what I mean? Like this week alone is going to determine a lot when it comes to the playoffs. So that's why I say there's the Western Conference is a little bit more exciting to watch this week because of all the different scenarios. But the Eastern Conference is just as exciting because some things can happen. If Green Bay loses another game, they lose first place if Frisco wins. And then that puts Massachusetts, if they win, up, you know what I mean, to second place. More, well, not second place, but that gives them a better positioning when it comes to the playoff standings and who they play. And again, I got to get the right graphic for just, you know, the entire league itself. But for your teams, if you have a individual team in the IFL, use that team code. It should be the team name, or go on their page on their individual team page on X or Facebook, and you can check this graphic out, courtesy of the IFL, and it'll give you your team code to use to get a discount on the tickets to the national championship game that'll be held out here in Henderson, Nevada. Ready to go, man. I'm telling you, I'm hoping that Vegas hosts the championship game this year. I really do. I'm hoping that Vegas hosts this championship game. What are you guys thinking of the IFL this season, man? I'm excited from what I've seen. I'm excited for the growth of this league. I think expansion is going to be on the horizon with all these other indoor leagues not being up to par as and doing as well as the IFL consistently, as long as they've been doing it consistently. So, I mean, they've been going strong for a while, since like 2017, 2018. So, nonstop.
I
No
mean,
bankruptcy. You know what I mean? No nothing. Just progression.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you, Jersey. You're talking about you're excited. You're excited. My team's won one damn game. I'm not excited. Okay, I'm not excited. I'm excited.
They got 2 wins.
I am excited.
They got 2 wins.
We got 1 win. That was the one against Frisco.
My bad.
The
Sugar Skulls did beat y'all. That's right. Y'all was up that game. I remember.
Jersey, I appreciate you, Jersey. I appreciate you trying to give my team a win that we did not earn. I appreciate that, bro.
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
y'all were up that game.
I told you that we choked away. Yeah, we were up big.
Y'all were up that game and choked in the fourth, late in the fourth. I remember now. Yeah. So, Goomba, you got to get into the IFL, man.
I really am.
I mean, it's looking competitive.
It is.
The Western Conference, like if you got teams within 2 games of each other within the last week, yeah, it's competitive. That's actually some fun football to watch.
Yeah, when you look at the Eastern Conference, it's more like top heavy.
Right. You got the top 4 teams, and then everybody else is kind of competing for 5th through 8.
Yeah. And then you know, it's more wide open with the Western Conference than it is in the Eastern Conference as well. So it really makes for exciting football. There's 19 weeks in the season. So there's still some more games left, including today. We got 4 games, including today's game. That makes a total of 4 games left. And our last game of this regular season is a home game. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah, you
excited.
guys
I'm
can
gonna
still
be going
clinch
to
that number
both
1 seed.
today's game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if we beat Bay Area today, that'll be the second win on the season against Bay Area, because we beat them in San Jose earlier this season. Now we're playing them at home. So this is crucial. We need this dub. Jerome Johnson had 8 touchdowns last week, 4 on the ground, 4 through the air. We need him to perform like he did last week. It was an amazing game. You got to watch that game.
Talk about
If
taking the team and carrying it on your back. Like, jeez.
Yes, sir. Well, hell, CJ Wyndham, our option 3, supposedly our option 3 wide receiver, 5 receptions, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just saying. Quentin Randolph had a touchdown as well, of course, and he had mad yards like he always does. But I'm just saying, like supposedly our 3rd option. He sure looked like a second option. Yeah. Yeah. Just saying, y'all.
Right.
But you know what? I'm gonna skip this last commercial break because this show is going too good. Now let's jump into some NFL news, y'all. So that's what we have for the IFL. And if you guys haven't been watching the IFL, you don't know where to go to watch the IFL, YouTube. Indoor Football League YouTube channel. You can watch all the games. If you got multiple devices in your house, and you want to have all the games up, and you got multiple devices to watch them on, pull up the games. When they're all live at the same time, when there's a bunch of games live at the same time, you can literally go to the different games and put them up on different devices and watch them. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be having like 5-6 games up at a time. People are like, what are you doing? I'm watching all these games. I got to cover this stuff. You know what I mean? But watch the IFL, man. I love this league. I love the UFL. I love the NFL. I love football. I do. I love football. And real quick, too, before we get into the NFL and fan mail and NCAA, the IFA is a new league coming out. I don't know if you guys seen it on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere. They've been promoting, but they're holding a IFA draft next season or next year, excuse me, in March. I believe it's the 21st and 25th. It was on the Alabama Beavers page because they're hosting. It's going to be in Huntington, Alabama. Or Huntsville, I believe. Huntsville, Alabama. And they're going to be hosting because that's where the Alabama Beavers, one of the teams in the IFA, is going to be playing at. So go check out the International Football Alliance and check out their website, internationalfootballalliance.com, I believe it is still. So, yeah, check it out. Get with it, Get interested. There's teams that's going to be in Mexico and in the United States. I've done my research on it, checked out the website, followed them on social media. So, yeah, it's a dope league. And from what they've announced or presented and, put out, the season is supposed to kick off in June of 2025. So we got a summer football league, which is going to be interesting.
Just as long as it's not the under 20 USA team, because they're just losing to teams like Japan. Okay, I don't know if y'all saw that.
No, I'm a little
bitter by it.
I did. And
I don't care.
In the International Federation of American Football, I seen that.
How you gonna lose to Japan? I don't care if they're under 20. Dang it, get our best team out of Odessa, and you send them over there, and I guarantee you they'll take care of business.
Let's go Friday Night Lights right now.
Why would you send our best college football players?
Because they're on their way to the draft. Because they're on their way to the draft.
Well, I mean, okay. In all fairness, though, the Team USA football team, you actually got to pay like $45,000 just to be on that team. So
that's crazy.
I'm like, they should.
That's crazy.
Well, I know this was an under 20, so I'm not sure how many of the best college football players are going to be over 20. But either way, I don't care. You look, like I said, you take our best varsity high school team out of Texas, and you send them to Japan, and we put a beat down, and we come back with a little bit of pride. Okay, we should never be losing an American football game to any other country
by 21 points.
Yes.
At all, bro. At all. All right, so y'all, because we got fan mail to get into. We're not even gonna be able to touch on the NCAA topic at all because we went over it. But look, Duval, stand up. Duval, stand up. The Jacksonville City Council approves the new stadium for the Jags, and man, this thing looked beautiful. Yatesy,
Ooh.
This is why. Hold on. Before I even, I'm gonna let the graphic come up. It looks nice. You see, it looks real nice, don't it? Now,
Yeah.
here's the timeline and what's next. They're gonna play at Everbank until the 2027 season. Then they're gonna play at an alternate venue, which is to be determined. And then the Stadium of the Future is arriving in 2028. But let me tell y'all something. You want to know who started all this? Innovative stadiums and Super Bowl winning stadiums, and we trying to appeal. The Dallas Cowboys, stop playing with us. We started this trend. So if y'all don't think Jerry Jones, y'all disrespectful. I don't care how you feel about the Dallas Cowboys as a team, as a franchise. You don't care. You don't have to like the owner. You don't have to like the players. You don't have to like nothing about us as fans. You don't have to like nothing about us as a team. None of that. But you better give our props where they're due. And that's your boy, Jerry Jones.
Jerry is a great businessman.
Handling business.
Horrible GM. I'm just going to put it out.
Damn right. Damn right. So,
what I will say.
Real quick. That's just.
And didn't Carolina got theirs too approved, right? I thought I saw that Carolina got their stadium plans approved as well.
I believe. But we will. Hey, don't quote us on that. We will get confirmation and bring it to you next week. But don't quote us on that. Real quick. Y'all know what time it is. My favorite part of the show. I love it. Let's get it. It is. Yes, sir. My favorite part of the show, and of course, it's coming from Hit, as always. Until fan mail really catch on with everybody, then we'll start getting more fan mail. We've had a few other viewers send in fan mail, but as soon as it's going to become a trend, trust and believe. Hit asks, do you believe that some of these players are taking their job as serious as they need to and making their own path to the NFL? Who wants to take this? Or take the lead on this?
All right, I'll take it. I believe some of these players are taking their job as serious as they need to make it. You know what? I mean, there's so many players in the league. There's a lot of them that don't. They don't understand the situation they're in and really how serious they got to take it. Some of them are about I'm gonna live in the moment. I'm gonna enjoy everything I've got right now. And then you've got those that are a little more level-headed, that are planning for their future. That are just looking to play the game, and they're spending all their free time working out, preparing, stuff like that. So some of them don't, and some of them do. And you usually end up seeing the guys that don't take the game so serious and their opportunity, because those are the guys that don't usually last very long. Talent can help get you there, but it's not going to keep you there. You know what I mean? And it's not going to keep you in the spotlight if you're not willing to put in the work once you're there, because you can go in as the most talented guy out of your high school and college, but when you get to the NFL, you got to understand everybody you're playing against was just as talented as you coming out of college or high school.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of these guys have gotten better because they focused on the game. But then you've got the other guys that are just like, you know what? I'm here now. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to play a couple years and I'm done. And it is what it is, man. But I really think that that's why you hear so much about a lot of these players. It's about who they surround themselves with once they get that big money contract. You know what I mean? And that's why this is the reason why I'm not, like, you always hear about the rookie contracts and how it's going up now, for the minimum. And there's pros and cons to that, because a lot of these guys aren't ready for that kind of money yet to be serious about it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can look at guys like Zeke Elliott who completely outplayed what he was getting paid as a rookie, which is why I wasn't mad when he got paid. You know what I mean? So there's two sides to that coin. And to answer the question, there is definitely players that don't take the job as serious as others do. And you see it. And after a few years, you see it, because you see who sticks around and who still plays at a high level.
Prime example of that. I say prime example of that is Zach Wilson right now. With the Jets.
Yeah.
Talented. You go look at his BYU tape, and that kid just shines. And he shows
diamond.
And then he showed flashes of it in the NFL, and he's not consistent. He reminds me of Johnny Manziel at times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just
And
not all the off the field
another good
issues.
example of that though was Baker Mayfield. I think though he wasn't mature when he came into the league, but I think by now you're seeing a mature Baker Mayfield now, which is why
Yep,
we're
Exactly.
seeing
exactly,
the best Baker Mayfield that we've seen. You know what I mean?
I mean,
exactly. Prime example.
I think
That's a
I
prime
think Baker
example.
got humbled when he got released or when he was traded from Cleveland and then went to Carolina and they cut him. Like
Yeah.
that's got to be a humbling experience because you went from being the number 1 overall pick, took this team
Yep.
to the playoffs. They just traded you to a bottom feeder basically who's trying to tank, and then they cut you after what 8 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what he did in Tampa Bay last year, amazing. I've
Yeah.
been a huge Baker fan
What he did in
since
LA. What he did in
yeah
LA in that
that
game where he had 48
against
hours. 48
to learn the
hours,
playbook
no time to really
Yeah.
learn the playbook like that. And he came in and led
and
into a
beat the
win
rate.
like that and was
Yeah,
effective. Was
yeah.
effective. He was effective in the game. That
He
was
made some
impressive.
throws at
But
the end
let's
of that
move on.
game that was impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Yes,
did.
definitely.
He did.
Next question is our off-topic question. And I love this question that because we're all gamers right here. Should certain games not have DLC? You know, everything included with the game when you purchase it, or do you feel DLC actually prolongs a game's life
Oh, that's a great
and
question.
popularity? Definitely.
Okay. Now it depends on the game. If it's a single player game and you feel like they can't get anything out of that story, then what's the point of DLC? But a lot of these live stream games or multiplayer games, yeah, DLC content should be out. Like you should do it once every 3 months, 3 to 4 months. Drop something new, keep it fresh. But I don't know if every game should have DLC.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Or do you feel the DLC should come with the game? Should it be all included? Like from the
no,
jump, and you have to get to certain parts of the game to unlock those certain DLCs that's included with the game.
I mean, if you're gonna do that like base game and include some extra like downloadable content, sure, I'm cool with that. But I'd rather you put the story out, and if your fans are saying, hey, you know, I'd like to see more of this, this, and this, and you want to add DLC to please your fans, I'm down with that too. But I don't think they should include
But
everything
add it
in the
for
game
free.
anymore. Yeah, just add it for free. Like, I mean,
Okay.
you're gonna get more people to buy your game at full price if you're putting out DLC for free.
I mean, look at God of War. Look at Ragnarok. Free DLC.
Right.
It's a whole other little, you know,
Right.
it's a whole other little side thing, but it was completely free. So I'm cool with that. I
Yep.
completely agree with you. You got a single player game like that. You know, like sometimes you don't need DLC either because give you an example. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It took me over a year to complete that game. I loved it. I love the Assassin's Creed games, but it was entirely too long. And then they started adding DLC, and I'm like, why? I haven't even beaten the base game yet. It was unnecessary.
I feel that. Like Odyssey,
It
the one
definitely
before
was.
that, same way. Huge game. And it's just,
Yeah.
I felt like DLC was unnecessary in that game because of how massive that map was.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Even
a
the
prime
one with
example
the
of
what was that one? The other one after Odyssey when they were in Egypt. Even that.
Oh,
one.
that's
Oh,
Origins.
that
That
was
was the first one. That was the first
that was
one.
before.
Yeah.
Origins was great.
Origins. That was
I
way
liked
too-
how
that's my
it was a great
that's my
game.
favorite
I loved it.
Assassin's Creed game, to be honest. That
But
is my
I felt
favorite.
like
it was
the
way too long.
I felt like it was way too long, but the map wasn't as massive as Odyssey.
Yeah, so it
Like,
didn't feel as long. Yeah.
It didn't feel it didn't become tedious after a while. Like I don't think I beat
Yes.
Odyssey because of how long it took.
Oh, and see, Valhalla was
Yeah.
by far the longest, and that one was the one that I had the trouble. Just at one point, I got to where I said, okay, after over a year, I'm just gonna play it until I finally beat it because it's a slugfest at this time. You know, I'm just kind of beating down the
Yeah.
same people, and I just want to get it done. So sometimes there's games you don't, like you said, yeah, you don't need that extra DLC. But the multiplayer games, yeah, I agree. That's where it makes a lot of sense.
Like
Prime example of
like-
a game before we end. Prime example of a game that I feel doesn't need DLC and didn't need DLC, and probably I don't think hasn't put on any DLC aside from like cosmetics. Star Wars Jedi. Jedi Survivor. That's a game that you don't need DLC with. it's perfect the way it is in my.
Yeah, that's actually a good example. I was gonna say Ghosts of Tsushima.
That too.
That one, you know what? And I actually like the DLC, but yeah, that would have been perfect just as a part of the game. If I'm being
Yeah,
real, that would have been
definitely.
great just as a part
Yep.
of the game.
That's one of those examples for that. Everything should have been included. But
Yeah.
that's it for fan mail today, y'all. Thank you, Hit. As always, you know we greatly appreciate you. And the Goomba, Anthony Mazzano, I want to thank you so much. Don't go nowhere. Just chill out backstage. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today, man, and being a guest. And we definitely gonna have you on again in the future for sure, because your insight and your football mind is just as good as ours. And I can't wait to really be able to dive more into other conversations as well, especially like college football playoffs. I want to get you on the show before the season starts so we can definitely talk about the format and how we all feel about it, because we didn't really get a chance to talk about it today. So, and we're about 2 minutes over anyways. So again, man, thank you. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media as well. Real quick, let everybody know where they can find you at social media.
So my YouTube is at the Goomba, capital D, lowercase a, space, capital G, OOMBA. My YouTube is mostly just live streaming, basically like a podcast, me playing games and just talking to my friends. Kind of enjoyable. It's how I met Jersey, honestly. Socials, my Facebook is Anthony Mazzoni. Like, I'm kind of easy to find face. That's about it for my socials, really. Like, I don't really have a lot of social media, but I appreciate you guys bringing me on here. I enjoyed the conversation. This has been a great time. First time actually doing live TV too. So
definitely, man. Thank you for being on.
Right.
For sure. Gabe, got anything before we let the Goomba chill out backstage and we get out of here?
I don't, man. Just everybody out there, just keep grinding this week, man. Y'all get ready. We got NFL coming up, so there's gonna be a lot of news coming out that we're gonna be talking about. So you guys just be locked in every Saturday. We got the NCAA, like you said. So just be locked in,
Yes,
be
sir.
ready for the distraction that fall football brings to us. The great distraction from all of life's BS, y'all. Because you guys already know, like I always tell you, that no matter what life's going to throw at you this week, man, y'all just keep grinding. You keep walking through it. You go through the problem. You go around the problem. No matter what, all you got to do, in the words of the great Bruce Lee, is be water, my friends.
Be water, my friends. We'll see y'all next week. Live on the Fuel Sports Network. This is the Gridiron. Holla at ya, boys.